And good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is FX Passion, and we are back, everybody. Alright, welcome to the Forex Crypto, the lazy crypto portfolio. Yes, good morning to you. Good morning, good evening. Okay, so we are going to have the weekly sessions. Alright, and welcome back. Welcome all the crypto portfolio managers, right? My name is Mike, everybody. In the crypto, FX FX passion. Okay, so it's been a long time, right? So let's see how the portfolio looks like. I'm not sure if my image, the camera, it's give me a second. No, hopefully it's not, right? Okay, so my main portfolio, I'm going to try to move it up or down. So overall, everybody, and we're going, by the way, we're going to have a course, not this month, but we're going to do a course, at least one, until the end of the year, right? So if you want to learn how to build a lazy crypto portfolio and have these results, so everybody, I invested $1,000, $1,000, not even thousand, it was $950, $2021, as you can see, and it's 9,000, right? And now it was not just Bitcoin. Forget about nothing bad, nothing against it. It was not just Bitcoin, right? So it's still, what is it? 900%, right? It was 12. It was, what was this? It was 13,000. It was 13,000 in March, so it was 1,000%, right? And don't worry, don't get stressed. This is, you don't need to be a professional. You don't need to understand blockchain technology stuff. It's like if you are a normal person. Nothing wrong. I'm pro learning, but if you're a normal person, a normal guy, whatever middle class, you are lower middle class, upper middle class, and have a normal job, you could be a janitor. Okay, so here we're talking about something that, what means lazy, not professional. Okay, you don't need to understand technology, you don't need to understand blockchain, you don't need to understand anything of these technicals. Okay, but I'm going to teach you portfolio management strategies, all right, in a lazy way, that everybody, that 5-year kids can learn. What can I tell you, or an 80 a grandpa with 80 years can understand. Okay, fair enough. So don't worry, this is not trading, all right? So it's portfolio management. This is investing, right? Okay, so I have $1,000 or $100. What should I do? Where should I put my money? Okay. And then you have different strategies. So this portfolio, it was one bet, for the sake of a better word. It's not a bet, but it's it's knowledge still. But it was one input. It was one deposit, and look what happened in 3 years. It went up 9. It still can fall, fair enough, but it's 900%, right? So this is the weekly lesson, all right? So we're going to check, as always, we're going to check the most relevant news. And hamster combat, not relevant. Fed's juice into crypto has analysts eyeing trimming opportunities, not relevant. Biggest fear about Bitcoin's future, industry waits in. All right, this might be interesting. Reddit Bitcoin community remains optimistic about Bitcoin, but members are still eager to discuss the most valid concerns regarding. Okay, so what's the issue in here? Concern number one: quantum computing or AI could break Bitcoin one day. I don't get this. You don't need to understand this. Believe me, it's all good. You can learn and study. It's all good. Concern two: centralization of miners and whales possess market manipulation. This is true. This is true. If some big whale, somebody who has a lot of Bitcoins, comes and sells, then it's going to crash, right? Concern number 3, Bitcoin's blockchain size could lead to dependencies. You don't need to understand that, nothing, sticker care, stricter, know your customer. This might be, so maybe the Security and Exchange Commission is going to say, well, only professional investors or only accredited investors can buy or can invest in Bitcoin. You are going to learn in the course that regulation worldwide, talking about the crypto sphere, it's still an issue. It's still an issue. Okay, it's not over yet. You know, some of you might be a crypto Batman or Bitcoin Batman or Bitcoin Superman, Bitcoin bug. The regulation, it's not yet done. You know, it's still, you know, and everything can go down to zero. Believe me. You know, you are going to learn this in the course. Okay. The number one, let me tell you, it's nothing special really, but it's still education, fair enough. The number one threat, in my opinion, for the regulator in any country to say Bitcoin is illegal, cryptos are illegal, and I know what you're thinking. They would never do this, right? They would never do that. Oh, we have ATFs. You know, USA citizens, people who live in the USA, oh, we have Bitcoin ATFs right now that they're offering. It doesn't matter. Believe me, it doesn't matter. So let me tell you what is the number one reason when the government says tomorrow Bitcoin it's not valid anymore, or not legal at least, or you can buy Bitcoin but you cannot use it. You can buy Bitcoin, you can invest in Bitcoin or any crypto. You can have Bitcoin, but you cannot legally transact to anything. It would be illegal. Make sense? The government can do this, and they are going to do this, by the way. I know some government officials, by the way, you know, if they listen to me, it's going to make total sense, believe me. If they cannot taxation, it's an issue. If you have some friends in the government, in those places, you can ask them, John, is it really true that if you cannot find or build a system to tax cryptos, that you are going to prohibit cryptos? Oh, I don't believe you. Ask them and come to the channel, you know, and tell us what you find out. Taxation all over the world, it's still a problem. And somebody is going to say, oh yeah, but they have the digital euro and digital dollar. This is their money. This is government money. It's just digital. They can trace it, track it, and tax you. But Bitcoin is the people money. So, does this make sense to everybody? 5. Mining rewards would become inefficient. You don't need to know this, not understand. Okay, so this was a nice one, right? And if you go back to see the next stories, biggest fear about Bitcoin future industry, 8 billion in Bitcoin options, Bitcoin price target 87, Chinese stimulus package. All good in here. Let's go to CoinDesk. Protocol Village, you don't need to know the protocol when Trump bought red, you don't need to the former government employees compliance, you don't need stable coins will drive institutional adoption in Asia. This is good. Pro crypto, Ethereum is changing landscape. I don't know what to say in here. The Fed pivot, Visa to help banks issue fiat-backed tokens. All good. The Fed pivot. Last week the Fed cut in federal funds target rate by which could have a strong implication for the crypto community, says Andre Dragos, head of Research Europe, Bitwise. The time has come, stated Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. You are reading Crypto Long and Short Weekly featuring, nonetheless, despite the small than expected interest. So, for instance, a standard Taylor rule. Okay, so they're talking about the Fed still remains. That being said, our quantitative analysis implied that the global growth has become less relevant for the performance of Bitcoin. Global growth has become less. I would not agree with that. Like, I don't know. While other factors like monetary policy have become more, well, one is interlinked with the other, you know, and in other words, US recession might not be as negative as widely anticipated for Bitcoin and not. I don't agree with that. I strongly disagree. My opinion. Okay, everybody, so let's talk about let's talk about this guy, right? Let's go Bitcoin, all right, and the other crypto assets, whatever. Okay, so okay, I'm going to tell you what I think, right? The crypto portfolio managers, all right? So hear me out. There is no right or wrong, okay? But what I'm doing with my money invested in cryptos, okay? So, and it's both sides is good news, right? But you must understand, you know, the lazy way. And I'm lazy. I don't want to work. I don't want to work that much. The lazy way. If there is a recession coming in the USA, hear me out. I don't know. I'm speculating. You know, I've seen this story, that story. I have friends and family in the USA. If there is a recession coming in the USA, then I'm expecting a Bitcoin crash. And this is good news. Okay? If there is a recession coming, like that everybody's predicting like it's going to be far worse than 2008, then the common Joe who has $5,000 in Bitcoin, $10,000 in Bitcoin, $50,000 or more in Bitcoins, when the common Joe or Jane cannot pay the rent anymore, cannot pay the mortgage anymore, cannot pay the schools, the kids' school anymore, guess what he or she is going to do? The common middle class Joe, barber, gardener, Uber driver, dentist, lawyer, baker, you know, the working middle class Joe who is not super rich, not a billionaire, you know, and I could have $1 million house and they will say, but I have no cash flow. My expenses, you know, inflation, expenses rise too much, so that today I have afforded to pay the house. I financed the house. It's a beautiful house. I afforded 5 years ago, but this same house I cannot afford it anymore because the prices of the inflation. Okay, so the bank could increase my interest rate too much. Insurance company could have doubled, tripled, sometimes quadrupled the insurance, and I'm not earning enough. So I need to sell the house, right? But before I sell the house, what I'm going to do? My wife my wife is going to kill me if I sell the house. Your wife too? Or the husband? If you're a female woman, my wife is going to kill me. Oh, you crazy? You're selling the house? What about those bitcoins you have? See, everybody? That's my logic. So if there is a recession coming, like far worse in 2008, then I'm predicting, you know, that there is going to be a crash. You know what crash? It's good news because you're going to buy Bitcoin at the lowest price. So now I'm speculating. I don't know, but you know, 30,000, whatever. You know, maybe it came to 48. What the heck? You know, even better, 17, 18,000 again. You know, so kind of technically consolidation. Okay, that's my point of view. It's good news because investing in Bitcoin portfolio managers, you know, the lazy crypto portfolio, this is going to be good to dollar cost average the Bitcoin. And if there is no recession, it's good news because Bitcoin is going to rise and rise. It's not going to come to 100,000 tomorrow like everybody was predicting, you know. So hopefully it's going to oscillate, you know, and extension, retracement, extension, and in about few years. And again, I'm speculating, right? I don't know how and when, you know. I mean, I know I can predict directions fairly well, but you know how it's going to grow and when it's going to be up and down. Okay, this is an incognito. So either way, it's let's put a smiley face. Either way, it's you know, it's good news, right? It's good news. If it's going to crash down, buy dollar cost averaging. If it's going up, buy dollar cost averaging again, right? Okay. So from the course, don't do this for God's sakes for 1 month. Don't do this for 1 year. Okay. Have again, my opinion. There is no, don't tell me I don't agree with you. There is no right or wrong. Okay, we have different portfolio strategies, but you know, it's 5 years, it's 10 years. You know, how can you sustain emotionally if you are a retail investor? How can you sustain this one if you are 6 months? Fair enough. This is the monthly chart. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 a year. From before, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so 18 months. 18 months if you are in here, if you bought the top, if you invested at the top and you have no visual, no understanding, no knowledge how portfolios are made and generated, and how to understand what is happening, how, right? How many of you got scared in the bear run, you know, and you sold, and oh, you know, whatever might be the case, you put up in here 10k euros or dollars, and now here's it was 6 or 7 or 4, and you say, oh, I have enough. I don't want to, right, to do this anymore and to suffer anymore and so on. Okay, everybody, so I'm sorry it's been what, more than a year. Okay, so I'm back on YouTube and everything. Hopefully you are alright, everybody. Okay, so this is the weekly session, and this is, you know, it's the first session after a long, so I'm going to prepare more stuff for the next time. Okay, so until next week, stay strong, send me emails if you want, you know, comment, subscribe to the channel, give it a like, so if the channel can grow. And so this is Mike, see you next time, thank you very much, bye bye.